Post-match interview here at the Eyrie following tonight's 2-2 draw with London Lions. Dave, another game where we could maybe on another night have got all 3 points, but you must be pleased that we showed good character to come back and come back from 2-0 down and get a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, even a 2-0, I thought we could win it. They seemed like they were running on empty, and we certainly hadn't used the energy in the first half because we were poor first half, and in the second half we just dominated it. We missed a penalty. Timmy goes clean through, we don't take that. We get a second penalty, that's a stonewall penalty because he pulls in, the goalkeeper drags, rugby tackles Timmy. But I think because they've already given us one, they don't give the second one. But unfortunately it's a case of what might have been, because the first half we started so well, we've missed a great chance of a header, we've had another where Alex has hit it straight to the goalkeeper. We then lose our way for 20 minutes. They score one where we've not worked hard enough to shut it down. Young Blade made a great one-on-one save to keep it at 1-0. We get at half time, in the second half, Skip said at half time, I know what's going to happen. And we dominated the second half. Just some of the football was outstanding. Adam Hunt was back to being Adam Hunt. They couldn't cope with him down the right hand side. He scores one, he maybe should have scored a second. He's also had another one where he's gone down the line and one of their players has got their arm out, and it's his arm. You know, there's so many shouts and things going for us in the second half. We get caught on the break and they score to go 2-0 from a weak challenge from one of our lads. And you know, we were brave. We made all 5 subs. We've got everybody on the pitch and just carried all the threat. They were going down with cramp, you name it, and we just couldn't see it over the line. But say second half was outstanding, and we just got to get back to being on the front foot. We started so slow, and then you go and get a second half like that, and they weren't able to cope with it. Look, from 2-0 down to going to 2-2, people say it's a good point. I think it's 3 points dropped, if I'm honest with you. We had enough. We should have been in front early. If we go in front, probably a whole different game, but we didn't take our chances again, and just dominated second half. Got 1, got 2. We had enough time to win it. Made chances to win it. Referee didn't make a decision when he needed to. I mean, but the penalty we got, which was a yard inside their box, it was a free kick outside the box. Frankly, there's a linesman that gives it, and the second one, I think he's thinking, I daren't give 2. I can't see any other reason. They come up with some reasoning that it was originally a foul. Well, I don't know how it's a foul. Keeper drops it and Timmy's on it. I don't know what's a foul about that, but there you go. I think it's one of those where they don't want to give it, so it's an easy one, isn't it? Yeah, it was originally a foul. Well, we'll see the VO at some stage and never look at it, but I think you'll find he dropped it and Timmy's on it as quick as a flash, and he gets hauled down. So, yeah, disappointing. Great that we turned it around and got something out of it, and we keep the run we're on at the moment, unbeaten run, going. But disappointing that we didn't get the 3 points, because I think second half we deserved it and some.
Skip, is it sort of frustration from your point of view that maybe we've not got the 3 points, or do you think on the flip side we're maybe not getting the rub of the green with some of the decisions at the moment? Because obviously a controversial decision cost us 3 points at Beaconsfield last Saturday, and obviously today you can look at it a couple of ways, in the fact that we've won a penalty and not taken it, but also for me, you could argue that we could have had maybe another 2 penalties.
Definitely one penalty. It's an absolute dead cert. But yeah, you answer to your question. We're not getting the rub of the green, but then sometimes you make your own luck, and we're not taking our chances. We're starting games sluggish. I mean, I thought the first half they were very good. They pressed us high. They played some good football. So you've got to give them credit, to be honest. But we weren't at the races, and we weren't able to control the ball, keep the ball, pass to our own players. We were getting hustled off it. So yeah, first half was a tough watch, to be honest, and Blades made an unbelievable save at 1-0. So if it had gone 2-0 then, the way they were playing, that could have gone the other way. That could have gone 3 or 4 quite quickly. Could have turned ugly. But at half time, I just knew what was going to happen because we are such a fit side, and I just thought we'd have the possession. Sometimes the scoreline dictates how other teams play, so they're winning 1-0, try and do us on the break, which they ended up doing, as David just alluded to. So you've gone 2-0 down. But after that, we have just created chance after chance, and yeah, you don't want to sit there and blame referees week after week, but it is frustrating sometimes. I mean, we've created our own problems today by not taking the early chances and giving them a goal. But it's a stonewall penalty with 2 or 3 minutes to go, where Temmie's got ball side and the goalkeeper's literally rugby tackled him. And everybody can see it, and I'm just sitting there waiting, and I'm sitting there thinking, if he gives it, then his bigger decision is does he send the goalkeeper off because he's last man? So maybe that's in his mind. Maybe the fact he's already given a penalty is in his mind. But when the goalkeeper comes off and says to one of our players it's a stonewall penalty, that sort of just frustrates you even more. But easy to say afterwards. But we can't just keep blaming officials. You've got to put those games to bed. That's the sort of decision you should be discussing when you've got 3 points in the bag. You've won 4-2, and it could have been another goal.
That's the thing. If you score the penalty and maybe Temmie takes the 1-on-1, then it doesn't matter then, does it? But it's just one of them where it's frustrating, because if we take our chances, we're maybe not even talking about these decisions anyway.
No, but again, the penalty miss isn't a concern to us really. We've had some massive penalties that we've taken this year. So Bondi's one in the 96th minute to give us a replay in the FA Cup. I think Alex scored a last-minute penalty, Hitchin, 94th minute for a point. Am I right saying he scored a penalty against Barn for a point? So, yeah, penalties are penalties. If you take enough penalties, you're going to miss some. The best players in the world miss penalties. So that doesn't concern us. The fact that we're creating the chances and not taking them is probably the concern at the moment. But one of those. On another day, we could have won that by 2 or 3. But then, in fairness to them, on another day, they could have been out of sight by half time if Blade doesn't make that great one-on-one save. So one of them, Dave's already said, unbeaten run carries on. So we go into the midweek. We've got 2 tough games this weekend coming up, Saturday and Monday. So puts us in good spirits because we're good enough to win those games, but we're also good enough to lose them. So that's probably what makes people come back and watch us, is no one knows. Me and Dave don't even know what Biggleswade team are going to turn up half the time. So makes an exciting watch.
Excellent stuff. Dave, we've often talked in maybe past seasons where we turn around, looked at the bench, and you're not sure about what you can do to change it, because maybe the starting 11's always been quite strong here, but the bench hasn't always been what we needed to come on and make a difference. But I think tonight again showed what a good squad, in that you've got some decent options within that squad to come on and change the game, which they did tonight.
Yeah, and they were all positive changes. Billy came on, replaced Sammy. We then put him at centre half, which then allowed Loz to go left back to get forward. We put Ethan in the 10, which gave us more energy. We got Connor on for Rio, who's a bit under the weather. Connor put his contribution in. Temmie, obviously a straight change for Bondi. All of a sudden they couldn't cope with Temmie's pace, and Bailey's still looking for his touch out there, but we got Bailey on as well. So, but we got Bailey on as well, and he's working his way back from a fair time out, and I know George so well, and he'll come with playing games. He can train all he likes, but it comes with playing games for him, and he'll turn his favour soon. But look, and they were all the right ways, you know. And George will, you know, he'll take the mick out of George, but he don't hide. He wants to get on football. He wants to play, and you know, like I say, they were the bench is great, you know, and we've got a couple of boys close. Obviously, Luke will be back available for Saturday. The big one is that Raf's close, and the forgotten man Michael Simpson's close as well. Simo coming back would be great, because he gives us 1,000 different options, because he plays so many places, and we've also got a couple of guys that are potentially looking to come to the club anyway. So it's you know, we're good. And like I say, you are right. We've had other seasons where we've looked around and probably thought we've got nothing to change it with. Today we had lots of options and they all contributed. So quite pleased. And Saturday we've already planned to make some changes for Saturday without the lads coming on.
That was just going to be my next question. Was that obviously we've got a tough game at Leverstock Green coming up on Saturday, who are doing very well in the league this season, and then we've got the big one against Leighton at home on Monday. So I guess the natural thought is to make changes to make sure that we've got a team fresh enough for the weekend. I've watched both of those two in the last week or so, and we'd always set aside what players we felt needed in them games. And we spoke a couple of weeks ago that we need to get game time into players, so we mixed it around there. But we've got a side in our head for those two games already because of the way both of them play. I watched Levy on Saturday at Hitchin. You know, they're a decent side. Last year, obviously, they struggled a bit. The guy in charge down there has obviously worked it out. He's brought in good players. I thought they were very good at Hitchin. And I actually left with about 6 minutes to go. And you know, I'm told as a goalman scramble, I couldn't see them losing the game. In fact, So it finished 1-1 as far as you were concerned.
it was 1-1, yeah, so they got a good point. But the truth is that they and Hitchin had gone down to 10. I thought, well, worst case, Hitchin will hang on for a point, or Levy may nick it, and it wouldn't have been unjust if I'm honest with you. There was nothing in the game, and Levy played some good football. And as I say, the same with Leighton. They played good football. I watched them twice, but the Biggleswade Town game was a brilliant game of football for two reasons, two completely different sides in how they play. And I mean, they were playing that well that the Biggleswade right back took off after 20 minutes. That's how well they were playing. So two massive games for us, and they've both got, you know, parts of their game that we'll have to really be at the top of our game to cope with. And again, that's why we wanted to. We've rested Luke to go with a couple of injuries ready for them games, and it looks like we might have worked it. Look, we would like to have had him on the bench today, we would, but if it means him missing a couple of games to be spot on for the two big ones coming up, then that suits us down to the ground. You know, we also tried Loz at left back today, and he gave us loads of energy. So yeah, we planned it up, we've got it right. We should have 6 points for the last two games. We've got 2. That's not because of the personnel. I think it's, you know, you just spoke to Skip about the couple of decisions that have gone against us or not with us, which have killed us really. You know, the one at I got angry about it, but the one at Beaconsfield was embarrassing. And today, in the dark with my eyes, I can't see that, but clear enough. But you know, everybody around it, and you obviously you're saying the same, that it's a rugby tackle, and the goalkeeper's saying it as well. So we're not wrong. You know, we just need them decisions to turn in our favour.
Good stuff. Well, as I say, fine margins in a lot of these games. Looking ahead now, obviously we just touched on Leverstock Green on Saturday. We are back at home here a week tonight against Leighton Town, and then we've got another Friday night fixture here the following Friday on the 14th against Rayners Lane. So a busy time for the club, and yeah, we look forward to hopefully getting some more points on the board. So we'll see you then, gents.
Thank you.